Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be working on the Lego City. Yes, we're going to probably change up our train track a little bit. And also we're going to start working on our cliff edge and start making this place look more complete. I'm about to kickstart a members meeting here where we always talk about the Lego City and work on things in the Lego City. So I'm excited to see what sort of feedback I get. And thank you so much for all of your comments in the last video. I read a bunch of them and I got some really good ideas in regards to the Lego City planning. So we are going to get started right now. I may as well toss one in there. Woohoo! Because you know what? I'm always fired up on the Lego City and I love changing things up. And it's going to be a good day. Just the other day, I stated that I was conflicted about the train track. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep the train track like this or if I wanted to raise it up either like that or raise it up on a mill's plate. I think ultimately I've decided that we're going to keep it like this for a few different reasons. A, because it's not going to require any more parts or time. It's already done. B, I don't really care that our corners aren't tacked down. Honestly, it's fine. They barely move and they're not permanent, so I don't have to, specifically have them tacked down to a specific base plate. So that's a positive. And really, it looks all right. And you know what? The height can be fixed just like this. I guess it's not really the height of the plate itself, but rather like the height difference between the road plate and the train track plate. Because we're going to fence this all off anyway, right? So we're going to do it with bricks. But I want to do it with the light gray masonry bricks. Maybe a combination of, masonry and just standard. But we're going to put them all just like that there, probably tile off the top of it, and it's going to be 2 bricks taller than the sidewalk, just like that there, and it's going to create this wall that protects the sidewalk from the train track. Now, there is a little bit of a height difference in the center right here. I can't make it taller because the train can't pass through, but there is a little bit of a height difference there. I was able to raise up the sidewalks on the road plate right here, but not the central sidewalk. So we've decided that we're going to stick with our original train design because A, it takes a lot of time to fix this, and also B, I want to move on to other projects, and I don't feel like investing any more parts in these projects. Although with that said, we will tidy this up and clean this up. Okay, that's it about trains. Let's work on the next project. So yeah, in the last video, I stated that I was conflicted about the train track and also about the covering for the raised platform. And today we further developed our plan for the covering. And we are going to follow through with the facades. So there will be some facades making their way up the back wall here. And we're going to build those facades actually behind the modular buildings. And I actually developed a plan here that's going to allow us to open up, I think it's 10 studs behind the modular buildings, so that we can build facades, we can build mountains, we can build waterfalls, we can build some sort of backdrop that goes behind these modular buildings and adds more depth to the Lego City. So you can see my MERP panel that I used to have made is gone. That's because I further developed it, and it's right over there on my desk. We've actually made 3 different ones now. Pretty cool. And we're going to use a combination of a whole bunch of different panels that are going to cover this thing up. But these are the first 2 designs that I've come up with. You can see the rock sort of cliff edge right here. I think this one is super snaz. Like, it is awesome. And now this is the 16 stud base plate on the bottom. You can see that I've actually decided to pull this rock panel forward. So technically this will be butt up against the back of a modular building right here. Why did I decide to do that? By pulling it forward, it opened up a whole bunch of space in the back here and actually extended our platform. So rather than having a 16 stud walkway, we're actually going to have a bigger space now. Also, we freed up more space by pulling it 4 studs forward. That's this road plate right here that's connected to the top of the rock panel. By pulling that 4 more studs forward, it opened up 4 more studs for those facades going behind the modular buildings. And you can see we've done a wall here using some cylinders and some masonry bricks topped with tiles. And this is just a road plate. The really cool thing about the road plates is they actually adapt to studs. So we're able to adapt this road plate to the top of the MERP wall. It looks sort of weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it does, but this is actually going to be sitting on the platform. So here's the difference between pretty much almost a fully detailed rock wall with like lots of slopes, a little bit of greenery, some flowers and stuff like that. And this is just the MERP wall. So this is the before of that. Incredible difference, eh? Doesn't it look good though? Like this looks way better than that. Now, the issue is I'm like pretty much out of slopes at this point, so I can't detail this one, which sort of sucks. I'm also out of light gray plate, so I'm unable to make more of these sidewalks here. Yeah, sort of unfortunate, but you know what? We're going to order more parts eventually. And now you can see this one here. This is what we want to transition into once we leave the mountain area, and this is a concrete wall. Very cool with the large arches, some inverted slopes right there acting as supports for the road above. And eventually we want to change that up and we want to get some different parts that are more of like the arches. Probably these right here, but in, of course, light gray. I don't have any in light gray, and these you can see are actually 3 bricks tall. So our plan would be to actually decrease this right here by 1 brick, and then we're going to put these here and replace that, but then there's going to be 1 brick separation between the arch and that. And then we put some MERPs on the bottom here. We think that's going to look pretty cool. We can have some of the slopes coming up and over and looking pretty fancy. And then you can see we actually have way more space right here for the backside of the modular buildings on the ground floor. And when you pair these up, there's obviously a little bit of a difference there, but we're going to have some panels that are going to transition and make up for that difference so it all blends together seamlessly. Now, the really cool thing about these panels is they're completely modular. So you can actually move them around and they can very easily be removed from the Lego city, which is super snazzy in my opinion. I think the module aspect of it is really cool because you have your rock panel that's on the ground floor, on the base floor, whatever the lower table, and then you have also your 16 by 32 stud walkway that's on the top or raised platform that's part of the same module. I think that's super cool. Let's place them and have a look, because I haven't even done that yet. So there we go. That's sort of like the basic placement of the first 3 panels. Now, obviously, when we build more panels, we're going to have to get some of the corner ones right here and build a tunnel entrance right there. Build a larger one back here. That's probably 2 base plates that can accommodate that temple, lift it up off the ground and get it sort of on the mountain edge right there. Have paths going up and stuff like that. It's going to be super cool. The problem is I'm out of half base plates right now, so I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do. I know I could use full base plates underneath the platform like a lot of people were suggesting, but that's going to make it harder to remove these things. You know what I mean? Right now you can just pick it up and be gone. Whereas if it's a full base plate under there, it might be harder to get out from underneath. And it just sort of, I don't know, it just sort of seems weird to me. I sort of want it to be on a half base plate, right? Now another thing too is obviously we're going to have to create some sort of entrance to a tunnel for vehicles as well. And I want to build the train station so that it goes into the sort of cliff edge as well. Sort of like a cliff edge or like mountain train station, you know? I think that'd be pretty cool. So as I was saying, we've sort of extended the raised platform just by having the Lego bridge a plate there. And you can see it's a little bit off. I'm gonna have to raise up my legs a little bit. Good thing I use the adjuster legs. I'm just gonna grab a pair of vice grips and make the platform the right height. And I'll probably have to do that all the way along, just make sure it's all level and the same height. Now, we did that. We bridged the platform so that we have extra space back here. That's 10 studs, I believe, of extra space that we can build on, right? And we're not going to do it on base plates. We're just going to do it on straight up Lego plates, like these plates down here. We're just going to build 10 studs, right? That's our 10 studs right there. And then we're going to build our facades on something like that. Maybe just clip them all together or use larger plates. Maybe use 10 by plates, right? And then we're going to be able to create some really cool stuff that sort of goes behind the buildings on the platform. The amount of things that we could do is absolutely insane. For example, we could, I don't know, leave like a gap between these buildings here, and we could have a mountain going up and having a waterfall maybe coming down and like a little creek running through, because this is all built on mills plates. So we could have a little creek going through and a little bridge going over. And this is not going to be designed for vehicles. This is going to be designed for bicycles, tuk-tuks, maybe some mopeds or something like that you can maybe rent up here. And then we also have to decide how we're going to have humans or minifigures go from the ground floor up to the second platform. So there's obviously going to be stairs. Eventually, maybe like a gondola or something like that would be super like crazy to build. That'd be super cool. But yeah, as you can see, we are starting to work on some of the coverings for the platform. I'm super excited about it. Now, unfortunately, after building those 2 over there, I've discovered that I'm running out of slopes already. So I need to get some slopes. I need to get some gray plate. I need to get some of the arches. I need to get way more gray brick. I need to get more gray masonry bricks. I need to get a whole bunch more parts in order to get building more of these, right? Also, we need to decide what we're going to do about the half base plates. So we need to start ordering parts now that we know we have a pretty awesome plan there and it's going to look pretty good. Super duper hyped on that though. That looks sick. Imagine when we get that all the way along over there. Also, this corner over here, somebody commented that I should put skyscrapers in that corner on the raised platform. And I agree. That is a really good idea. Could you imagine if we had skyscrapers over there beside the Avengers Tower? All skyscrapers over there. That's sort of like our height area. So when you come down into the Lego room and look at the Lego city, you can see like the height way over there. So imagine we have like mountains and stuff coming along here that sort of connect to the platform and go up behind, and maybe then there's facades back there, and then it transitions into skyscrapers over there. I think that looks super cool. Give some more, you know, depth to the Lego city, and it's gonna look super duper awesome. I'm super hyped on it. I guess the next step for me and Jose is to like hit up Bricklink. We got to start ordering some more parts so we can start building more of these. I'm gonna have to get these half base plates cooked up here, start building more of these rock panels, decide how I'm gonna do these curves and stuff like that, and just start building this stuff like crazy. It's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of parts, and some serious dedication, but I'm like super duper excited about the Lego city and what we have planned for the future. Thank you so much for popping on by. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff, and farewell.